Howdy, y'all. This is Proverbs 22 in the New Living Translation for August 22, 2023. Choose a good reputation over great riches. Being held in high esteem is better than silver or gold. The rich and the poor have this in common. The Lord made them both. A prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences. True humility and fear of the Lord lead to riches, honor, and long life. Corrupt people walk a thorny, treacherous road. Whoever values life will avoid it. Direct your children onto the right path, and when they're older, they will not leave it. Just as the rich rule the poor, so is the borrower servant to the lender. Those who plant injustice will harvest disaster, and their reign of terror will come to an end. Blessed are those who are generous, because they feed the poor. Throw out the mocker, and fighting goes too. Quarrels and insults will disappear. Whoever loves a pure heart and gracious speech will have the king as a friend. The Lord preserves those with knowledge, but he ruins the plans of the treacherous. The lazy person claims, "There's a lion out there. If I go outside, I might be killed." The mouth of an immoral woman is a dangerous trap. Those who make the Lord angry will fall into it. A youngster's heart is filled with foolishness, but physical discipline will drive it far away. A person who gets ahead by oppressing the poor or by showering gifts on the rich will end in poverty. Listen to the words of the wise. Apply your heart to my instruction, for it's good to keep these sayings in your heart and always ready on your lips. I'm teaching you today. Yes, you. So you will trust in the Lord. I've written 30 sayings for you, filled with advice and knowledge. In this way, you may know truth and take an accurate report to those who sent you. Don't rob the poor just because you can, or exploit the needy in court. For the Lord is their defender. He will ruin anyone who ruins them. Don't befriend angry people or associate with hot-tempered people, or you will learn to be like them and endanger your soul. Don't agree to guarantee another person's debt or put up security for someone else. If you can't pay it, even your bed will be snatched out from under you. Don't cheat your neighbor by moving the ancient boundary markers and set up by previous generations. Do you see any truly competent workers? They will serve kings rather than working for ordinary people. (20) says, I've written 30 sayings for you filled with advice and knowledge. The footnote is, I've written for you excellent sayings. The meaning of the Hebrew is uncertain. Or 30 excellent sayings. And then in 22:8, it says the Greek version includes an additional proverb. God blesses a man who gives cheerfully, but his worthless deeds will come to an end. It says compared to 2 Corinthians 9:7. Interesting. God blesses a man who gives cheerfully, but his worthless deeds will come to an end. So that's 22:8. Those who plant injustice will harvest disaster, and their reign of terror will come to an end. Well, so that's two parts. So those who plant injustice will harvest disaster, and their reign of terror will come to an end. God blesses a man who gives cheerfully, but his worthless deeds will come to an end. So, if I'm to understand this, these are two, and they're like parallel, back on back. So what? They were deleted, or one was deleted as a repetition? Unclear repetition? Not sure. That's interesting. I'll have to check that out. And then we'll get to the bottom, and I'll hit the footnote to 2 Corinthians. Choose a good reputation. Once you screw up your reputation, you can rebuild over time, but that failure will be part of your reputation. So choose a good name, good reputation. Build it. Do your best to not screw it up. A prudent person foresees danger, takes precautions. If you see something coming down the pipe, by the way, Russia-Ukraine wheat deal, natural gas deal fell apart. Wheat prices, ergo bread prices, and we use wheat in a bunch of stuff as other products and binders and gluten, are going to go way up. So you should buy yourself like some red winter wheat berries and figure out coffee grinder, wheat grinder, attachment grinder, whatever. Grind your own flour. It's better for your health, and it's going to provide some food security for you for sure in the coming months. Also, learn to bake or fry bread. It's not hard. It's like the first thing we started making, that and beer, and both ferment and are the same products. True humility and fear of the Lord, which, if you have fear of the Lord, should keep you pretty humble, right? If you're like truly keeping it in 100 and keep it in perspective, lead to riches, honor, and long life. Sounds great. Sounds like great trade. Especially considering the alternative, right? Wicked people have a thorny path, but if you direct your children on the right path, when they're older, they'll not leave it. We're literally programming our kids, good or bad, like it or not. And there's a difference between programming and providing information and perspective and drawing their curiosity out of them and teaching them critical thinking and indoctrination. And just like, this is the way it is. I don't know the answer. Figure it out. That's the way it is. Just repeat these trite things and that's just what we believe. No. That's not how this works. That's not a good thing to raise kids like that. Or shepherd new believers like that. Just as the rich rule the poor, so the borrower and a servant to the lender. I'm getting there. We're getting there. House, car, student loans. Like, that's what we're left with. Paid off all our other consumer debt and all those things. We're trying our hardest. Here I am driving, waiting on my shift to start. I got to pick up some packages. And it's not for good money, but it's better to have money coming in than to wish I had it, right? There's a lion on the streets. The gas prices. That's exactly what this means, right? Let's get there. Blessed are those who are generous. They feed the poor. Throw out the mocker, and your problems go with it. Quarrels, insults, fighting. Run your workplace like that. You can't really run your family. You can put a mocker in your family in their place, but run your social groups, your family, things like that. Run that. Like, you don't need to invite the mocker out of the name of tolerance, because it's just going to cause division and strife and quarrel. And the Lord preserves those with knowledge, because the Lord helps plan our way, right? If we're paying attention and in the Word. The lazy person claims, there's a lion out there. If I go outside, I might be killed. The wear and tear on my car, the gas prices, like, I won't make any money. Well, you're certainly not going to make any money sitting at home, and you're going to have to do the oil and tires and everything else on your car anyway. Especially, this is a commuter car for both of us. It's work car for me, commute car for her. It is what it is. It's an asset that's made to be used. You need to use it well, take care of it, but it's what it's here for. So don't make excuses on why you're not doing the work. Whether it's work, calling work, ministry work. Don't claim danger. Don't claim danger of failure. That's what this is. I might fail. If I go out there, it might get screwed up. I might screw it up. You'd rather me not screw up, right? No. Get out there. Share the gospel with your friends. Do the work. Try your hardest. Clean your room, man. Make your bed. Let's start there. Get in a routine every morning. When you get out of bed and your feet hit the floor, make your bed. Just make it. 2-minute rule. If it takes you less than 2 minutes to do the thing that you're looking at, don't walk away from it. And I'm guilty, but I'm trying my hardest. And a friend who's talking too much at work needs to stay focused. But I told him Pomodoro method, they're timers. You hit the timer, and it's 15 minutes of work, and then the timer goes off. You get 5 minutes of break, walk away, take a breather, whatever. Timer dings, 15 minutes more. You repeat forever. Looks like I'm going in, and I've got 30 seconds of film left anyway, or file. So I'm going to run short on time here because the video's failing. I only made so much room, even deleting some videos and stuff. But the sayings of the wise, it's so you can know truth, right? But don't befriend angry people. Maybe that's why I have few friends. But I'm working on it. The Lord's sanctifying me every day a little bit more. Go with God. Be blessed before this cuts off.